Fuck this clown.
Hey, what you say?
Howdy, I have returned. Wanna make out?
Excuse me, what the actual fuck?
Left 4 Dead 2 has been regarded by many as one of the best or the best zombie co-op shooter in gaming history. It has built up its reputation for best zombie shooter, action horror, and overall as a first-person shooter. Left 4 Dead 2 came out a long time ago and it still delivers great gameplay, replayability, and actual good content. And after a decade and a half, this game has never disappeared on the Steam chart's top 50 games based on daily player counts. And that in itself speaks a lot. And what I'm gonna talk about in this video will fall to the topics of nostalgia and why I keep on coming back to it. I know the game has been covered by many great channels already, but I want to give up my own personal takes on this since I've been playing the game ever since some of y'all weren't even born yet. This just seems kind of personal to me and I would just like to share some little things about what I love about it and what I dislike about it. So I'm gonna keep it short and let's get straight to it. Left 4 Dead's atmosphere is absolutely stunning, and with the use of Valve's signature source engine, the game looks incredible in motion. And I'm not just generally talking about how the game looks, because there's a lot of aspects to it, like the lighting, sound designs, the music, audio cues, skyboxes, the jets, the gunshots in the background, the physics, and overall just how the environment blends in every chapters of the campaign. Even the characters themselves is such a vibe. It has it all packed and done amazingly well. The immersion that you get on playing this game is outworldly, and for a zombie co-op shooter, that's kinda wild. In a game that is 15 years old, the graphics still holds incredibly well. The vanilla campaign is already known for its iconic vibe, packed with amazing details and aesthetics. There's just something oddly comforting with the vibe of the game, and you can really tell how well they totally designed each and every chapters of all the campaigns. During its time of release, I did play the game expecting to have the same vibe as the first one. It's gloomy, dark, and depressing. But as I slowly progressed through each chapters of every campaigns, I started to see the different charm of it. I like that they finally added a normal looking day on many of the chapters. You can see the sun, and you can finally see the military in action. Its aesthetics were totally new as well. The rainy chapters of Hard Rain is one of that, for example, or the bayous and swamplands of Swamp Fever. These were all unique in their own way, adding more diversity than its predecessor. So yeah, the atmosphere was clearly taken seriously for us to be immersed on this vast crippled world on the Left 4 Dead franchise. It's just well polished, and looking at it now, the game is just emitting the aura of nostalgia. And that multiple car alarms in the parish, it's good. Add-ons makes the game feel different, and with all the things that are available to you, you can make the game whatever you want it to be. Oh my god, it's a couple of Bambis. Yo, that looks... that looks cool, dude. Is this legal? I have killed all the Bambis. What are you gonna do about it, Peter? Dude, why are you walking like that? Oh my god, that's creepy. What the fuck? From getting used to that vanilla skybox and then getting this? Like, ain't no way you ain't getting sold on this yet. If you aren't, I don't trust you. You can even change everyone's drip. And now we ain't talking about that. It definitely changes the mood of the game, and these are all available for you for free. You can literally turn this game into comedy, realistic, to a jump scare simulator. The things you can do is endless. The modding system in this game is hilariously fun to play around with, and the people that uses them can totally agree with it. Obviously, the mods play an integral part of the massive replay value of the game, and I think that's why people are still goofing around with it. And since we're in the topic of add-ons, I really want to talk about custom maps. The Left 4 Dead 2 workshop offers a lot of content for you to try, and custom maps are on top of that. Custom maps adds a whole new experience that this game already has to offer. The new adventures that you traverse in, the challenges, and the puzzles. they are always very interesting to interact to. These well-designed custom maps are always fun and exciting, from the city lights and rural areas of Yama, to the sense of liminalism and megalophilia on divine cybermancy, to the extreme feeling of claustrophobia in Labyrinth Inferno, and all the way to that amazing chapter in Daybreak. Left 4 Dead 2's custom maps are very creatively put together. Well, not all of them. But it is amazing how these creators were able to make the campaigns they envisioned on making the game much more diverse and spectacular than it already is. The creativity of the people who are making these is astonishing. And again, I'm not saying that all of it is amazing. I am a veteran of the game and I know that 55% of these custom maps are flat out buggy, missing textures all over the place, bots are having issues navigating the map itself, to downright unplayable. But I'm not here to be NASCAR's 2.0, so you get the point. There's a lot of these out there and you just need to put a little bit of effort on looking for the good ones, because the new adventures that awaits you are endless. It's a whole new experience and it's definitely worth trying. And custom maps plays a significant role of the game's The replay value of this game is insane, and as I mentioned earlier, this game hasn't left the top 100 most played games on the Steam charts. The game is cementing itself to the legendary status, and not gonna lie, it deserves it. Left 4 Dead is fun. It's fun to shoot zombies, and the physics of it all adds more taste to it. And it's fun to play as a zombie, or the SIs. It's fun pulling off tricks and shortcuts, the custom maps, and it's fun playing around the add-ons. Not to mention the other game mods that are available on the game. Or should I say, the competitive side of the game, like Versus, Scavenged, and Survival. There are people who actually takes this competitive side of the game too seriously, and I can't say that I'm one of those people, but I truly have a mad respect for these guys. You guys are awesome. And how can I forget about the AI director in this game? The director is a key major factor of why the game is so replayable, because the AI controls the level of pacing, the item placements in an attempt to create a dynamic experience and increase the replay value, and making every playthrough a unique experience. Because if the AI director wasn't a thing in these games, everyone would just memorize everything at some point. And I'm really glad that they opted for the director path. And no matter how good you are in these games, the AI director will always find a way to screw you over. No! The safe room is right there. Are you serious? Making every run a battle of experience and team play. But I must say, Valve truly cooked on this one. The advanced mechanics on this game is pretty simple. On paper, they are really difficult to pull off. I mean, let's just say bunny hopping, for example. It looks so easy to watch it on those YouTube tutorials that you just need to spam your space like a and swing your camera like you're having a seizure, but it's not that simple as you may think. Bunny hopping requires a lot of practice and experience. It requires consistency and perfectly timed key executions. It's harder than it seems. You can't just watch a video about it overnight and expect to mimic it the next day after. It's one of those mechanics that you need to learn and take your time to master. It's difficult, but possible. And that applies to all the other tricks that you can do in this game. Well, like any other game, it requires an extensive amount of experience and vigilance, especially in this game. Because if you aren't vigilant enough and you don't have that much experience, the game is gonna punish you for it. And keep in mind the crescendo events, where anything can literally spawn out of the blue. And being aware of your surroundings and familiarization of audio cues will help you get through it. And memorizing every god spots and shortcuts is essential. And this heavily applies if you're doing challenge runs. But the average Left 4 Dead players don't really care about the advanced mechanics and such. And I can confidently say that because I have played this game for such a long time. And most of my crucial memories in playing this game that made me a better team player are those times where people would call me out. They would say, I am selfish, I am showing off, I am egotistical, and you know, just wait for your team. This is a team game, alright? Whatever, I'm cooler than you, so suck it. Okay, so here's my ending thoughts about this. Left 4 Dead is an amazing game. It truly is. It's timeless, the nostalgic aspect of it is just exquisite. Even today, people are still making SFMs about the game, and it's really surprising and great. The effort that they put into making these contents are amazing, and I'm rooting for everyone who's doing these. And back in the day, I used to watch Who's Cooking Tonight an unhealthy amount of times, or the Unfinished Campaign series by BJ Bean, and the one and only Wow Such Gaming, with his video informations and theories about the characters and its story and etc. He's great. The Left 4 Dead community is very well alive and thriving. And now that you've reached this point of the video, let's talk about the things that I truly dislike surrounding the game. This game has been out for a decade and a half, and talking about the things you dislike about it, I don't know, it seems way too late, alright? But I am gonna talk about it anyways. First off, cheaters and admin abusers. I mean, it's not surprising. You don't really see them every day, but they are here from time to time. And I don't really hold any grudges against these people because they are having fun, I guess. But I don't know, just take it easy. Next up, DDoSing. It's just very unnecessary and it ruins the fun for everyone, and it's just very annoying to deal with. And I'm not saying that I have a personal issue to the person who's responsible for doing this, but you. The third one, trolls, especially on expert difficulty. When you're on one-shot territory, everything must be executed perfectly, to controlling the hordes of the crescendos, to not letting a tank down a single teammate, and everything must be executed tactically. And then, these heads would just join randomly and intentionally downing and killing all the other 3 survivors. And after doing so, they would kick out a random person in the game so that they wouldn't be able to get kicked out by the other players. Yeah, these beings does exist. And the best thing you can do to prevent it is to be vigilant of your teammates' health bars. Nah, okay, we're beating his ass. We ain't playing. Now, trolls are not that much annoying than the jockeys. Like, I swear at one time, I made a comparison on the jockey's jumping grab to Melania's water fountain. I don't know if that makes any sense, but it does feel like that sometimes. It's just very provocative. And lastly, the game's everyday player base is not really friendly to newer players. Since of course the game has been out for almost 20 years and almost every veteran of the game has been completely consumed by their egos. But there are a few that are very welcoming and actually are good to play with, on a rare occasion. But other than that, the game is perfectly fine and balanced, and looking at the bigger picture, this game just doesn't disappoint. Not until you get kicked out in games. So yeah, I'm gonna wrap it over here because I feel like I'm yapping way too much at this point. I know I could have talked more about this game's backstory and controversies, but that has already been done by a lot of channels. And the game is almost 20 years old, and it's still here doing numbers, and the legacy of this game has already been written. So it's just kind of unnecessary to bring those up. If you haven't played the game, go play it. Have fun with it. And if you already have, I don't know what to say to you. And in conclusion of this,
tits!